welcome to the Crafty Manatee. Today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet this flower for beginners. This pattern is super beginner friendly. Everything is worked into a magic ring and it's just one round creating the petals. The pattern does assume that you know how to start a magic ring, make a double crochet stitch, and a slip stitch. But don't worry if you don't know how to do those things. I have videos showing you each of those stitches, so I will link those up above in a card up here. It should pop up at the top of the screen for some of those videos, so you can watch those first and then come back here to make your flower. Before we get started, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel and share this video with a friend who you think would enjoy learning how to crochet a flower for beginners. Here are the materials that you're going to need for today's video. First, we're going to need some yarn in whatever color and whatever weight you want. I'm using a worsted weight yarn in this pink. And then we're also going to need a crochet hook that corresponds with what our yarn calls for. So in this case, I am using a 5mm crochet hook, or the letter H, because that is what my yarn calls for. So whatever yarn you are using, just match it up to your crochet hook and you'll be good to go. We'll also need scissors and a tapestry needle just for cutting the yarn tails at the end and sewing them in. To get started, we are going to make a magic ring. And now we are going to work on the first petal of our flower. So to do that, we are going to work 3 double crochet stitches into that loop of the magic ring. So we'll work 1, 2, and 3 double crochet stitches for our first petal. Now we are going to make a slip stitch down into that ring to help separate out our petal from the next one. So we're going to do the same exact thing for our second petal. We're going to make 3 double crochet stitches, 1, 2, and 3. And then slip stitch to separate the petals. And that is what we're going to repeat for all 5 of our petals for our flower. So I'll go ahead and keep working this with you. For our next petal, we are going to do those 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And now work that slip stitch to separate and move on to the next petal. This is our 4th petal. We'll work 1, 2, and 3 double crochet stitches, and then slip stitch. And we're on to our final petal. So work those 3 double crochet stitches, 1, 2, and 3. And now work a slip stitch down into that center. And now we can pull that starting yarn tail that started this magic ring. We'll pull that to close it up, and that will connect all of our petals. Now our final thing to do here is just to work a slip stitch into that first stitch that we made in the first petal, and that's going to help keep everything nice and connected. And we can continue to pull that center, and we'll secure that more once we sew in the ends. But go ahead and fasten off your yarn, and we'll go ahead and sew in the ends, and we'll be done. I already went ahead and tucked in that ending yarn tail, but I want to show you how to tuck in this center yarn tail. So you want to make sure that you pull the yarn very tight just to close up that center as much as possible. And then we will thread our yarn onto our needle and insert it through some of these loops on the back of the flower here. And I like to go in 3 different directions, weaving in my yarn tails just to make sure everything is nice and secure. But you can also just go in 1 direction or 2, depending on how secure you really want this to be. If you're just sewing this flower onto something else, 1 direction could be totally fine. So we'll go ahead and cut off that yarn tail. And we have our flower all complete. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning how to crochet a beginner-friendly flower. If you did, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more crochet patterns and tutorials. You can also find me on Instagram at the CrafteeManatee, and you can find more of my patterns on Etsy, Ravelry, and Ribbler. Thanks for watching. Bye.